Hey guys, it's Eric and I'm back. Here today to talk about the October lull and whether it is fact or fiction. If you haven't already, go back and check out my recent video on how to hunt the October lull. But I want to talk about this first. So the October lull, it's kind of that, like I said in that first book, kind of that period from October 10th to 24th where, quite frankly, activity's down a lot. So I guess with that being said, I am a believer in the October lull, but not for the typical reason a lot of people are, and I'm going to get into that now. So when a lot of people talk about the October lull, they're talking about deer movement completely shuts down for that 2-week period in the middle of October. No deer moving, or very few deer moving compared to deer in early season, on a good pattern, unpressured, and deer in the pre-rut starting to move and mark their territory buckwise, stuff like that. But that's not exactly what the case is. Like I said, I still definitely believe the October lull exists, but to me, it's not a lull in deer movement. What it is a lull in daytime deer movement. Daytime deer movement. And the reason I say this is because when you look at early season, okay, you're trying to hunt a buck in early season, right? That buck might be moving anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes before dark. So let's say opening week Pennsylvania, dark's right around 7 o'clock, give or take a few minutes. If that buck's moving at 6:30 or 6:45 at night, you got him. It's dead. It's game over. You same deer moving at 6:45, 3 weeks later, October 24th, you're not going to kill the deer because it's after legal shooting hours. So it's not that the deer are changing their patterns. What it is the days are getting shorter quickly. And that deer doesn't have a clock in its body. That deer gets up to feed when it's hungry, and typically it's about the same time, give or take a few minutes, without the impact of a cold front coming through or something like that. And they're not getting to you in daylight as quick as they would. Now, some people would say, "Oh, well, see, because of that, that's not actually a lull in the movement. They're still moving." To me, it is, because we're talking about daylight movement. Daylight. I can't hunt deer legally after dark. That doesn't help me. Okay, so in daylight movement, it is a lull, especially for bucks. Now, usually does, they're still coming out, 6:30, which that's fine until they turn the clocks back. So that doesn't change a whole lot. But to me, there still is an October lull, but it's just not because of deer changing their patterns. What it is, and it could be because it's changing their food sources. But what it is deer still leaving their bedding area in the evening the same time, or getting back to their bedding area the same time in the morning. But the difference is, in the morning, it's getting daylight later, and in the evening, daylight's coming, or dark's coming earlier. So, because of the day changing, these deer are not moving in daylight like they were back in the early season. So, that's my thoughts on the October lull. To me, it exists, but not for the reasons most people think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Drop a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And thanks for watching the video.